Our eyes are hardwired to trust what looks worn, flawed, or naturally aged. A remnant of our evolutionary past, where fresh meant dangerous and weathered meant trustworthy. But in an era ruled by pixel, perfect symmetry, and algorithmic controls, we now manufacture flaws with the same precision as any other product. This illusion of imperfection is not accidental, but calculated. It's Mindia humanization for visual culture, a way to bypass our digital suspicion reflex. We've turned decay into design, emotional resonance, the kind of trust and warmth that only time seems capable of producing. But when time itself becomes a commodity, we outsource it to machines. That's why we're not just simulating decay, we're monetizing memory. The paradox is now so complete. Our most advanced technologies are designed to feel like relics. And in doing so, they create an impossible landscape where everything has to look old before it can be believed, even when it's never been real at all.
The early days of computing were defined by mechanical ingenuity and relentless problem solving. Think Zeus's electromechanic relays.
In the mid-19th century, photography was heralded as a window into truth itself. A mechanical eye unclouded by memory or imagination. But today, that same medium has been turned inward. Modern digital cameras sell themselves with film grain filters and ISO noise simulations to mimic analog flaws no real camera produces anymore. The irony isn't just in the simulation, it's in the assumption. We trust authenticity only when it smells faintly of decay. Roland Barthes called the punctum that accidental detail in a photo which stabs at your memory. But today, AI doesn't need to wait for chance. It injects its own emotional cues into images like flavoring, algorithmically seasoning pixels with nostalgia and warmth. What was once an effect of lived experience has become a product specifications. The past is no longer remembered, it's rendered. A man with a hammer sees everything as a nail, and now we have algorithms, not just for efficiency, but for emotional mimicry in politics, art, commerce. We no longer need to imitate humans by hand. Machine learning does the work of feeling through patterned repetition. It's not enough to look human anymore. You must feel familiar too. The AI'd, generated face on a campaign ad isn't just persuasive because it's photorealistic. It's effective because its micro-expressions mimic the cognitive comfort we associate. Social media flagged a video as AI generated in which a former senator made false claims. The clip had all the surface realism of a real moment, except it wasn't there at all. These platforms claim they're fighting misinformation with detection tools that scan for micro imperfections only machines can catch. But like all arms races, this one is already lost to countermeasures. Now AI. Creators are adding those same artifacts back into their outputs, training models to look old and tired in just the right places, where technology competes against everything else. He did not foresee that we would become the ones faking humanity. Now the argument is no longer between scientists and humanists. It's between technology and everyone pretending to be real enough for it to care. We live in an era where authenticity is a performance requirement. If you want your message heard or your product trusted, you must not just look human, but appear to have been weathered by time, struggle, life. The last vestiges of the genuine are now simulated.
Almost everyone has something musical to gain from the QY10. Remember, sections of this video can be reviewed as often as needed, and we would like to thank you for your time and attention.
Public works departments now use AI to render concrete and steel with weathered textures. Patina on demand. A city street doesn't just connect destinations. It tells a story of lived history that never happened. What we once trusted in the grain of time is now outsourced to algorithms trained on curated decay. This isn't about efficiency or realism. It's about emotional resonance. People trust things that look used, even if they're brand new. The idea is simple: authenticity sells. So fake it. The photograph does not call up the past. But what happens when it never existed? We now live in an era where our memories, even our desires, are outsourced to machines trained on curated fakery. Our emotional landscapes become programmable. What was once a deeply personal act of remembering is now algorithmic suggestions. You don't just look at the past. You download it from servers that have never touched reality. And when we want something real, all we can produce are convincing illusions.